Dieses Gaming-Video wird euch präsentiert von justnetwork.eu.
The list is so long it wouldn't even fit in this room. And what's really been important for the Hearthstone team and also the game is that, you know, instead of trying to kind of do all this list of like hundreds and hundreds of things at the same time, we've been really spending a lot of effort into thinking about like what's the top 3 thing that we can do to make the game really much better and for the players to really enhance their experience. So, you know, things like 2v2 honestly would take a lot of effort from us, and it's something that we think is a cool idea. Maybe we'll explore it later on, but really it's not in the top 3 to 10 things that we want to focus on at this point. You know, people bring that example up a lot. I think maybe it's because Garrosh is kind of perhaps more of a villainous character, and people don't want to, you know, play that character. I for one, am for the Alliance, so you know, I kind of have a similar reaction to that as well. So we think that's a really great idea. You know, the World of Warcraft has so many different characters, and there's such like richness of lore that, you know, we would love the opportunity to kind of bring more of those characters into the Hearthstone world, especially because it's really important to us that we get more coverage between different races, and we want to kind of represent all genders. With that said, we don't have anything specific to announce yet, but we are very excited about that idea, and it's something that we are actively thinking about. Matchmaking in general is a very complex problem to solve already. You know, if different people were to start putting different criteria on their search category, I think it's going to be really hard for us to match you up in a timely fashion that everybody's satisfied with. So, you know, that's not something we're looking at in terms of providing like additional, I guess, filter, as you call it, for casual play. But, you know, for that kind of scenario, I think the best thing I would recommend right now is to maybe form a group with your friends and play each other. I think that's the best case for trying to do things like experiment with a new deck. That's very tricky. We are always looking at community feedback, and you know, if kind of having more kinds of emote is something players are really excited about, we would pursue it. I don't know necessarily adding more emotes is going to solve the issue of some players misbehaving, frankly. In many ways, kind of constantly putting a bit of a filter on how people can communicate with each other, frankly, has been helping a lot with the bad manner. The fact that people are getting really creative about trolling the other person, even with kind of the restricted set of emotes people have, makes us wonder if adding more emotes will necessarily solve that problem. I think that's a separate problem. It's just kind of encouraging people to not, you know, DM and be kind of a good sport. I think a separate issue. But you know, in terms of, hey, look, I want more ways to express myself. If that's something that community really cries out for, I think it's something we'll address at one point. Right now, we don't have any active effort for that, but it's something we can definitely consider. Yeah, so we are absolutely pleasantly surprised by how well it's been doing in streams and how people have been tuning into the tournaments, and that's been amazingly exciting for us. I mean, we saw an inkling of this while we're developing the game, because whenever two guys are playing with each other, you know, they would start playing and everybody would kind of like look up from their workstation and realize they're playing, and then slowly the entire 15-man team would kind of gather around these guys going, hey, don't do that, why are you doing this? You know, like, you know, kick his butt or whatever, right? And it's just, it's such a fun experience to like watch your friends play Hearthstone and like comment on it, and we kind of have that feedback. And you know, I think we should have seen it coming. That of course, if that's fun, if you stream it, all these people are going to want to watch and talk to you and hang out. It'll be this amazing like community experience. So we didn't, you know, we had a kind of inkling that it could happen. It's a fun game to watch, but we did not expect how much it's exploded in the stream and how people have kind of embraced it in communities like Twitch, etc. We think that's great. We want to kind of support that any way we can. So, for instance, I think one of the most requested features from the community right now, I talked about the long list and we talked about the kind of top 3 things. Observer mode is definitely at the top of that list because A, I think it'll really help streamers, I think it'll really help with tournaments, but B, kind of what I was talking about with these friends kind of behind your screen, kind of watching and chatting with you, I think that's such an awesome social experience. That's such a great way to do like multiplayer Hearthstone. Really, like you don't necessarily need to be playing at the same time. Even kind of one person playing and the other guy's kind of watching and making comments is such a great experience. So we are very excited about Observer Mode, kind of giving you the ability to hang out with your friends who are playing game, enter those, and then giving the tournament ability to stream more effectively. We don't have a specific ETA right now, but we are actively working on it, and it's coming along. So I'm really excited about it. Can't really talk about time frame right now, but like I said, we're actively developing and it's shaping up. Yeah, I mean, so keyword is tricky because I think if you're an experienced player, like I've been playing Hearthstone for years now, right? Obviously, I know every card by heart, I know the stats, you know, all the keywords, what they mean. But you know, if you're a new player, it can be very intimidating to have to learn a lot of new keywords. So it's something that we're definitely not opposed to doing, but it's something that we really need to balance between long-term veteran players, new players, what makes sense and what doesn't. So yes, we're likely going to add more keywords, but at the same time, we're going to be very careful about you know, how and when we do that. I have seen it. Go ahead.
So what do you think about it?
We are excited to see all these new card ideas and class ideas coming from the community. We definitely look at all of it. There's been a lot of really great ideas coming from the community we've taken a look at. So we encourage everybody to keep doing it. It's just like, it geeks us out because we're like, oh wow, that is a great idea. Or it's like, oh cool, huh? That's a little weird, but that kind of makes us think in that direction maybe, and it gives us a lot of cool ideas. So yes, we look at it. I think these are great ideas. Yes, I think it's going to help us kind of come up with cool ideas for Hearthstone in the future and help us grow. You know, and that's not just specifically to, you know, the person you mentioned, but for a lot of